Lisbon is a great destination for a long weekend. 3 days is a perfect amount of time to explore the cute cobble lanes and great restaurants.
During the Age of Discovery in the 15th and 16th centuries, Portuguese explorers discovered trade routes to the Far East that made Portugal and its capital Lisbon very wealthy. Today, much of that grandeur is gone, but what the city lacks in sights, it more than makes up for with atmosphere. And a long weekend is the perfect amount of time to explore its neighborhoods, take in a museum, and even side trip to a fairy tale castle in the mountains above the Atlantic.
If you do come, be sure to rent an Airbnb in the Alfama district, which is the old fishermen's quarters.
Portugal is part of the EU, and it uses the euro, but Lisbon is far easier on the budget than many big European cities. Airbnb apartments are very plentiful and very cheap. We found ours with a great view over a little square in the charming Alfama neighborhood. The Alfama neighborhood is a tangle of medieval alleys on a hill above Lisbon's new town. It's also the only area of the city that survived a devastating 18th century earthquake. Not too long ago, this was a poor fisherman's quarter, but today it gives the city much of its charm. Come here at night, and you're bound to hear the melancholy sounds of Portuguese folk music called fado. There's a fado club seemingly down every alley in the Alfama. Some of them are big, some of them are small, all of them seem pretty touristy. The little ones seem a little bit more authentic. For a great night out in Lisbon, find a little club on a back alley. These clubs also serve food, mostly traditional dishes from Portugal. This little club was just down the street from our apartment. It had less than 10 tables and it served really great food. Everyone from the host to the chef took a turn on the microphone, and we all agreed that this was our favorite night out in Lisbon. At the top of the Alfama, above its winding alleys, lay the ruins of an 11th century castle, somewhat rebuilt in modern times.
We're exploring the ruins of Sao Jorge.
Sao Jorge.
Sao Jorge.
It's a nice breezy escape from the hot city streets below.
In the rampart.
From up here, you'll find great views of the new city below, as well as the river and a bridge that was built by the same people that built the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. The most fun way to get around Lisbon is on one of its old rickety streetcars. This is tram number 28, which weaves its way downhill from the castle into the new town and up to the high town. The hill opposite the Alfama is called the Barrio Alto, or High Town. Up here, you'll find wider, modern boulevards, a lot of shopping, and some great cafes and restaurants. The Barrio Alta is a great neighborhood to find a leafy square to enjoy some great Portuguese cuisine.
We are about to have the Portuguese national dish, grilled sardines and cod cakes.
Seafood is unsurprisingly popular in Portugal, a country whose former glory came from its connection to the sea. For a good look at some of the monuments honoring that former glory, head just a few miles out of town to the Belem district.
Today we are exploring Belem, or Belem, however you want to say it. In Belem they have the National Coach Museum, which has a fine assortment of coaches used in the past, horse carriages.
In 1905, the Queen of Portugal realized that cars would soon make horse-drawn carriages obsolete, so she took her collection and made it into a fine museum. These carriages once transported Portuguese royalty from country to country and from castle to castle. To see one of those castles, consider an easy day trip to the little town of Sintra. Sintra is a quick 40-minute train ride from Lisbon's main station. Its highlight attraction is this, the Pena Palace, a 19th century palace built by a German-born prince. While architecturally stunning, the palace was never meant to be a real military fortification, but a short 15-minute hike away are the ruins of an actual castle that were built by the Moors who occupied the Iberian Peninsula in the 10th century. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our long weekend in Lisbon. Goodbye from Portugal. Alright, we're filming. Whatever you want, just something that does that.
Move it.
These people.
Excuse me.
Lisbon makes for a great long Sintra. It's a 40-minute train ride outside of Lisbon to explore a neo-Gothic
Em guache ou aguarela, perdoa minha mãe, não sei pintar da forma mais leal.
No, you have to stagger. Or star jump or karate, whatever you want. Whatever you want, right? You gotta jump in the air, right?
Nasci poeta, vou-te descrever mãe em poesia. Mas não nasci pintor, nasci poeta.